Good morning. Today I have a do-it-yourself project. It's putting an orchid in a tree and watching it grow in the tree. I see orchids all around Florida and in tropical settings just growing off of trees, and I wondered, well, how can I do that? So I asked ChatGPT, like I often do, for information on what to do. And so here's the plan. I went and got myself an orchid from Costco. I didn't want to spend too much money on it. So this was $15 at Costco. So step one, I got the flower. Step two is you need special moss to wrap the orchid roots in. So I ordered this. It's called, I don't know how to say it exactly, SPHAGNUM moss, sphagnum moss. This will actually retain moisture. I'm going to wrap it around the roots, and it'll help the orchid thrive. So that's part two. Went to Home Depot and got some orchid fertilizer and string, rope, twine to tie it to the tree. You can't use wire because the wire will actually harm the roots and could damage them, so you want some natural fiber to do it. Of course, I've got my bowl of water to make the dried moss alive, and a pair of scissors to open everything. So that's the basic project, and first step is to take the orchid and to remove it from the pot. There we go. You can see the roots. It's all kind of clumped together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break the roots away from the material that they're entwined in. Pretty much it. You can see the roots are coming into their own. Pretty good, I think. It's a good start, because then this way the roots will attach to the tree. Now it's important the kind of tree you want to use. You want to use a tree that has a bark that won't peel. Citrus tree, palm trees are really good choices. So I'm actually going to do it on a palm tree back there, and you'll see soon enough. So next step is the moss. Came within 4 hours of me ordering it yesterday. Just opening that up. Putting it in the water. There we go. You're gonna see. Not very interesting, but I don't know how well that's gonna fit in there, but this will kind of get the moss all active, and I think I'm gonna need some more water in here, but we're off to a good start. So that's it for now. So let's move over to the tree and begin putting the orchid onto the tree. Okay, behind me is the tree that the orchid's going to live on. It sits right above a cute little container garden that I've been making over the last couple months. So let's take a look at it. So this is the container garden. I love container gardens. I love buying ceramic pots, especially when I can get them at a thrift store or garage sale or just classic terracotta. So this is the container garden that the orchid is going to live above on one of these trees. I'm not sure which one yet. And we moved everything over here. So there's everything we need: the moss, the orchid, the scissors, the twine, and some fertilizer. And I'm going to go straight up. You can see the container garden through the V of the trees. And now time to put the orchid onto the... So the orchid's going to go on the tree right about here. This way you can see it from the house. Also, the sun comes from that way, so it won't get too much direct sunlight, but we'll get just enough sun that it needs. So the first thing we're gonna do is see the roots. We're gonna take some of the moist moss and kind of just gently, well, the best we can, kind of intertwine it into the roots. There you go. You can see that will hold the moisture and keep the roots nourished. So I pre-cut the twine and we're ready to go. This is going to be the hard part, so bear with me. This is the first time I'm doing this. So I think we lost some of the moss. What do you think of right there? I think that's a good location. Now I'm taking the twine. We're gonna need a lot of twine because we're gonna have to also take the twine and tie it around the actual stem itself. So this might require, there we go. That's a start, but not really great. Okay. And there it is, connected to the palm tree. You can see that we tied the roots to the tree, but we also put a little bit of fastening to the stem of the orchid as well. I think it's pretty good. Now, next step is
I always love the bright blue color of Miracle Grow and instant fertilizer. So we take a scoop of that. I'm not sure if that's too much or not enough, but I'm going to try it.
Okay, remember the key things to know are don't use wire, use natural string. Wire will hurt the roots. Make sure you use the moss I mentioned that I don't know how to pronounce. And then once connected to the tree, and make sure the tree has a textured bark that doesn't peel. Citrus, palm trees are good. Once it's to the tree, just make sure that it gets a mist regularly for the next couple of weeks and don't have it in direct sun, and it should be a success.